Hello and welcome to the Nameless podcast. I'm your host Anthony, joined by Dylan.
Hello. Should we just start with GTA Online type of thing? Because that's how they've been getting most of their money from that.
Right.
Because they raised the prices of cars, clothes, and guns every DLC.
That's bullshit. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, because in the game, there's a certain amount of missions you can play that like boost your money up. But a lot of these missions are boring and just long and not fun at all. Like, me personally, I played Potshot. I had a playlist where I could just tap A and I could play all of Potshot, 12 games of it. And that's what I've been doing for like hours and hours when I used to play GTA 5 online. And, you know, I would have like people say, oh, why don't you just buy a Megalodon shark card? Yeah,
Fuck is a Megalodon shark card?
a Megalodon shark card is €100. That's €100, and I think you get like 3 million. It's something really low in game. You don't get that much.
Wait, didn't you like get 1 million whenever you started up online? Wait, yeah, it was you got 1 million if you played online whenever it was all fucked with the servers, right?
It's 500,000, I think.
500,000.
Yeah, half a mil.
Yes,
It was half a mil that you got. Yeah. I mean, that was a nice thing they done. Until then, the stuff kept getting expensive.
Honestly, I never ever found GTA 5 online entertaining. It was just do a race. Okay, I've done the race. Do it again. Okay, I'm doing it again. Okay, do it another time. It was the same shit over and over again, and I really hate doing that kind of crap. And even whenever you had friends on, it was like, this. Why do you have to rely on friends to make this fun? It's just boring.
Yeah, I remember you were on Skype with a few people as well. I was there. I was kind of sitting there and I was like, oh, I'd love to have it on PS3 so I could play with all you guys.
Yeah, it's not worth it at all.
It's not, man.
If I did, just makes it more frustrating doing the same shit over and over again, because then if there's someone half decent, you just get beat every single time. And then
I know.
What could you even do with the money? You could just like buy clothes and cars and shit.
Yeah, clothes, cars, guns, and apartments.
Yeah, I remember I spent all my money on the biggest apartment you could get. I was happy enough with that.
Yeah, okay. Now we're going to go off GTA on the microtransactions, and now go into a game that I despise.
What game is that?
Counter-Strike Go.
I gotta admit, it's the biggest market for not microtransactions, but just buying in-game stuff that I know of. Maybe there's games like League of Legends and Team Fortress where it's the same shit, but like some knives are worth like 20 grand.
See, that's what I don't get. Who in the right mind decides that much?
Nobody. Well, this is the way it works. You see, it isn't based on the devs saying, okay, we want to make loads of money. The way it's based is the rarity, so the guns are only worth as much as you want to spend. If everybody in the community decided, let's not buy a single gun, everything would drop down to like nothing. It would just be really, really cheap. But the reason that they are so expensive is because they're so rare and everybody wants them.
Yeah, but how I see it, it's not €500 or 20 grand rare.
Yeah, but just the community makes it that rare, basically.
Seriously, how much money do these fuckers make?
A lot. You see, that's the thing as well, because they don't care, because the more expensive they get, the better. It's better for them.
The reason I don't like it is you can't take that money out of Steam either.
Yeah, once it's in the game, it's gone.
Yeah, so if you ever get a knife and you sell it, you can only use that money on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I would love to buy shit on Amazon.
Yeah, I would like it if you could take your Steam wallet and change it back into cash through your PayPal or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, they're obviously not going to do that because, there could be like some exploits or something crazy like that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, have you seen the it's like betting on CS:GO. You can go on this website and you can actually bet your skins, and then the prize pool can be like 10 grand for prizes. It's mental.
Oh,
So it's actually become like gambling properly.
fucking hell.
It's just people putting their gambling addictions into gaming. They think it's an excuse. It's still gambling.
It's mad, isn't it? It's really just all of it is kind of crazy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm still thinking like, oh, when the first arcade systems were released, no one was getting 20 grand. No player was getting 20 grand for, Pac-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no one was doing that. And just up to now, it's just mind blowing.
But those were the original pay to wins. That's basically how the model began of pay to win, just with a few cents, and now it's become, pay €100 and you can win the game.
Yeah, that's what it's like also for like Dota, as we said, League of Legends. I think World of Warcraft dabbled into that.
Yeah, you can get like pets and shit that are worth like fucking $1,000.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls Online is also guilty for that.
What can you buy in that? Armor and shit?
Well, it's not really armor. It's like the design for armor.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have to be a high enough level to be able to craft it. So that's where ESO Plus comes in, where if you pay that, you get 1,000 crowns each month, and you get twice as much XP as anyone else would get.
For how much?
I think it's like 15 euro.
A month?
Yeah.
Seems like a fucking waste.
It is. Because if you're playing on console, that's... 15 if you only pay for like 3 months. 15, 3 months, not too bad. But then adding another 15, and with the Elder Scrolls Online, it doesn't give you an option for like 3 months or 12 months. It's only the 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
So it will always take out of your credit card.
Yeah. That's like what they do with the, try for 1 month free, but then you have to put in your credit card details because they will bill you exactly when that month is finished. And you have to cancel it.
Yeah, that happened with me in Netflix.
You tried the 1 month, got a month then?
Yeah. See, the thing is, I don't mind that with Spotify because I use Spotify. I think Spotify is amazing when it's premium, especially on the phone.
Yeah, I didn't know this, but the free version of Spotify on the phone, you can't actually select what song you want to play. It's like shuffle, isn't it?
Yeah, I hated that.
Because like on the iPad, I guess that counts as like a computer or something. It isn't mobile, so you can actually pick the songs, and it's basically like premium, I think.
I mean, a few people, this is like the cheap way of doing it. A few people were like, oh, use 4G, connect your iPad to the 4G, and when you're like in the car, you can listen to your music while like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all, that's all good, but considering that 4G can cut out and 3G can cut out any second when you're driving a car,
yeah,
it's kind of inefficient. Like Belfast, if you're going to Belfast, chances are you're not going to get 4G when you hit Derry.
Well, of course not, because you're leaving the country, so it's roaming charges.
Exactly. So it works up to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then with premium, can't you like cache the songs kind of, or like download them?
Yeah, you could download them and you can have them like super high quality.
But you need good headphones for that, obviously.
Yeah, you need good headphones, but still, man. I use the Apple earphones.
You're not going to get much quality gain out of them.
Nah, but they are good earphones.
What about like my M50s? Would they be good?
Yeah, I say your M50s would be
Wait,
pretty
what
good.
the fuck have I got? Hold on. I think they're M50s. I forget what they're called. But yeah, have you ever seen those people who pay like €500 for like the best headphones ever, and they have like open ear and everything? Just so
Yeah.
you hear, like this littlest little sound out of the music.
I couldn't pay €500 for the best headset. It really goes up to a certain amount, like of how much I will pay for a headset.
It works like that for me for everything. I think everything in the world, there's a good price where you get good quality, and then after that to get the best quality. It's like right now I have these headphones and they're probably 80% of the best possible, but to get that extra 20 you still have to spend like an extra €1,000. Like each extra percent costs way more as you go up. At some point it's not worth it.
We were talking about that with the graphics cards as well, weren't we?
Yeah.
Like how yours can do 4K, but at like the lowest settings of 4K.
Yeah, mine could do 4K 30 FPS. If you had two 970s, you could do 4K 60. But then that's a 970 now is €400, and a 960 is about €250, and a 960 will let you do full 1080p 60 frames per second.
See, I'd rather get a 960, but that's just me. I don't have anything 4K.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to have 4K. I mean, it looks, well, it seems amazing. I should say, because I haven't actually seen a proper 4K TV.
Oh yeah, I have one. They're pretty good.
The curved TV looks pretty cool.
The curved TV is good, but it's not good for gaming. In fact, why are we saying TVs? Monitors is the thing that's good for gaming. But
yeah.
Curved TVs are, I don't think they're great for gaming because of the way it like curves the display.
Well, a lot of TVs are trying to have game mode,
Mm-hmm.
which it does kind of make it better. Like, kind of. I think I have game mode now on for my 360.
Yeah.
And it does make it look better and play well. But considering my 360 is old, it still kind of lags.
Well, the thing about game mode is, I think if you have a TV with game mode, it's like, yeah, it's good for a console, but see if you're doing something more advanced like on a PC, you really need like
A monitor, man.
high refresh rate, IPS monitor, widescreen, all this kind of stuff. Like the best monitors, they have all these like built-in features. G-Sync, is G-Sync the one that's built into the monitor? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like less tearing and stuff, higher refresh rates, and like they cost a fuck ton of money. Have you ever seen how much like a 1440p IPS fucking G-Sync monitor costs? They're like €1,000.
It's near around fucking 1,000.
But you are paying for quality. Like it is a lot better than like game mode, but
Yeah.
it is a lot.
Because I remember you were playing your PS3 or even PS4 on my monitor.
Mm-hmm.
That game, I think you were playing COD. COD looked amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I'd like to get my own little monitor just for gaming so I can have it somewhere.
You do have a monitor though? What are you doing with that?
Oh yeah, but I have that for my PC and it's kind of a bother to switch out the cables.
You can get a HDMI splitter. So basically, it's like a little box, and you plug them all into it, and then all you have to do is like basically change, like the way you go from HDMI 1 to whatever.
Yeah.
You can just go to HDMI 3, 4, 5, 6 or whatever, just instantly, and it'll display it.
Fuck. Oh my god, I didn't know they existed.
Mm-hmm. So you don't have to switch them out as long as you have two HDMIs.
Oh, I actually might invest in one of them.
It's a lot cheaper than buying two monitors anyway.
Oh, true enough. Oh, speaking of invest, have you ever been on Kickstarter?
Yeah.
or Indiegogo, any of these. Mm-hmm. A lot of them could be good projects.
Some, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm going to rephrase that. Some of them could be good projects. A lot of them are absolutely horrible.
A lot of them are just people looking to make money. They're never ever going to actually promise or give you what they promised. It's just, oh, we'll make this game that has everything you've ever wanted. Just give us $1 million. Oh, what's that? You gave us 999,000? Okay, no refunds.
And this is why I hate Indiegogo, because they have a feature where it's called flexible funding. Mm-hmm. So no matter what, they're always going to get that money. Instead of Kickstarter, where if they don't reach the goal, they lose the money.
Yeah.
They won't get it. I like that, because that's how I see it, as a proper, a proper invention website.
It's a proper investment whenever you do something like that.
Yeah.
Like, well, really and truly, whenever you do that, you're not pre-purchasing the game. What you're doing is you're investing in it. You're putting your hopes into the fact that the game will be done and it will be good, and you're not going to get your money back whenever you invest.
No, you're not. And it's usually like the shit. Like, the reward tiers are so terrible. They're like, get a t-shirt if you pay like $10. I've seen $50, you get a t-shirt, a notepad, and buttons.
Yeah.
$50, and it doesn't even come with the product.
Yeah, well, it's hard to do those kind of things because they are almost obligated to give you the rewards, and for something like that, they have to pay to ship it out to you, which they're losing a bit on that. So that's why most of the rewards usually is like get your name in the credits of the game, have an Easter egg of you for like a more expensive one, and like the most expensive is usually fly out and like meet the developers and all this kind of shit.
Oh, I really hate those ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, fly out and meet me. Oh, don't worry, I'm a piece of shit. Don't mind me.
Do you remember there was two YouTube ones I can think of, Yogcast and Smosh, both tried to crowdfund a game, and both of them didn't hit their target, and what they did is they never refunded the fans. Do you remember that?
I know. Yeah, I'm kind of sad that Yogcast didn't
get
their
idea
game.
Was good, whereas Smosh's was just pure crap. It was like a mobile version of... Oh, Tobuscus did it as well. He wanted a mobile game, he never made it.
I think with the Yogcast, I'm still kind of a fan of them. I watched them play like TTT.
Have they gone off Minecraft now?
They're still at Minecraft, but I think them playing TTT and GTA 5 are funny. Like, I remember I used to have a Vanos obsession. I used to love Vanos. Now I'm on to the Yogcast. I'll still watch Jack. See, YouTubers like that, even PewDiePie, I like them when they do full series. I'm going to get a lot of hate because I said I watch PewDiePie sometimes. No, PewDiePie played this game called Catherine, which is a puzzle game about this guy who cheated on his girlfriend. And he's being haunted in his nightmares. And I thought that is a really cool game.
Did he stop playing it or something, yeah?
No, he finished it.
Oh.
I thought that was a good series, and that's only recent. Like, he was...
Well, I don't think it's in question that he doesn't make good content.
Oh, yeah.
It's just some people, I don't think, like his overreactions or the way that he kind of... He acts a bit weird.
That's the thing.
He says.
He wasn't like that when he was playing Catherine.
Yeah, I'd like to see a different side of him, kind of a more mature version of himself, where he's not just pandering to the 8-year-olds that are watching his videos.
Well, that's his podcast and his full-on series he would do.
Yeah, I saw a clip of his podcast where he actually called like out another YouTuber who was like stealing his stuff, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of the more PewDiePie that I want to see.
Yeah, a lot of people only go for like, oh, he's shit because, he acts like this. But then if you really want to watch him in his proper form,
Yeah, Felix, not PewDiePie.
Yeah, watch Felix, like the Broken podcast, which I'm a fan of that. They had the voice actor for Levi.
For what?
Levi from Attack on Titan, and they were playing D&D, and I thought that was amazing. Because I'm one of these guys where if a celebrity plays D&D, like Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel, I was about to say.
Oh, I was so happy when I heard that. I was so happy because you wouldn't see Vin Diesel as a nerdy type of guy, would you? You'd see him as like a muscular type of guy who'd always be in the gym.
Yeah, well, it's like stereotypes.
Yeah. But it's really nice to see like all stereotypes aren't true.
Yeah, well, there's definitely a stereotype of Dungeons and Dragons, and I would honestly think of a D&D player as like a fat neckbeard who kind of lives with his mum and isn't really doing anything with his life. But really and truly, I'm sure like every walk of life does it.
Yeah. I was watching LARPing, like live action role playing.
Yeah, it's where like they actually have fights and stuff.
Yeah, I want to do something like that, but not. There was a lot of American ones where they have foam swords,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks so boring because they weren't really hitting each other as hard.
Right.
Whereas I was watching an English one then, and they were fucking brutal. Oh, it looks like so much fun.
Well, I imagine it's probably kind of like paintball, right?
Yes.
A group of people going out using weapons to try and hurt each other.
Uh-huh.
But if I was going to do it, I would really, really like to have some protective padding or something. I don't want to get hit by a fucking sword.
No, but the thing is, you have armor, and it's really complicated. I think this is why I love it so much, because it's one of these things where it's D&D, but in real life, like proper real life, out and about type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I was asked to go LARPing, I would definitely go.
See, I don't know if I would.
The thing is, you'd want a large sum of people. Have both alliances like orcs and elves or some shit.
Yeah.
They're almost like reenactments, aren't they?
Reenactments of battles that never actually happened. Only happened in fucking
Lord of the
fantasy.
Rings. Yeah, Lord of the Rings or something.
I just cannot stop coughing, Jesus.
What movies did you like this year?
What movies did I like? I liked Ant-Man. I didn't love it, I liked it.
The Mexican guy really fucking made that movie.
Yeah, he was he was the best bit of it, honestly. The villain was pretty terrible. He was a pretty standard villain.
Mm-hmm.
Ant-Man himself was pretty boring, I gotta say. I mean, it was more kind of childish humour.
With Ant-Man, he was a bit too cliche for me. Like, he can't see his daughter anymore.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah,
was shit.
yeah, that's. I'm one of these people who would watch a lot of movies, and I do see that a lot.
Yeah, the whole daughter and dad, and he can't come see her and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what else I actually did like. It has to do with family. I liked the whole thing about Hank Pym and his wife. That it was like he was all stressed out about it and he was getting really angry. Remember that one scene where he starts like swearing at his daughter?
Yeah.
So you get to see the rage in him.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That wasn't that sappy shit of like, oh, my daughter, I can't go see her because I'm a criminal. It's you yeah, she gave up her life and all this kind of crap, and now he feels like it's his fault.
Do you know what was really surprisingly good?
What?
Kingsman.
That wasn't a surprise. I knew that was going to be good. I didn't know it was going to be that good, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I meant though.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you knew it was going to be good. Like, how far can you go into a spoof movie, like a spy spoof movie, like fucking Austin Powers-ish type of thing, where, you know, it's kind of a, well, that's kind of a take the piss.
Mm-hmm.
But it does follow kind of the same thing as Kingsman.
I like the way it was ballsy. I feel like a lot of films nowadays kind of, they're afraid to go to be too ballsy about it, in case, like, you know, they turn away fans and they don't get as much money for the film. It's all about money now. It's all about what's going to make the most money. So your film can't be 18, it has to be PG so you get the most people watching it, and it has to have, like, childish humour in it. And what I liked about Kingsman was it was proper, no holds barred. They went full on with the violence, with the jokes, all that kind of shit. Like, the church scene, how the fuck did they get away with that? So many films would never, ever even attempt something like that.
That was such an amazing scene.
Mm-hmm.
Funny story. I was watching that again on the flight back from Portugal.
Yeah.
Literally, a few seats up, a person was watching Kingsman on his laptop.
Really?
While me on my iPad. I was so happy. I was like, oh, this is so cool. 2 people are watching Kingsman on the plane.
Do you know what I liked as well? It paid off. That's what really makes me happy. It's like they took so many risks. They were really ballsy about it. And what happened is they became basically the movie of the year. I think everybody who went to see that film went away thinking that was amazing. And they've probably made a lot of money for that film.
I hope they did, because that was just amazing.
That would be my movie of the year.
I would have to say that as well. What did we watch in the start of the year?
What
was
did we
the
watch?
first movie we? Yeah, do you remember, in the cinema?
We watched so many fucking films, I forget them.
Birdman.
Ah, but did that come out this year?
Yeah.
But didn't it win like Oscars and stuff?
Yeah.
But wait, when are the Oscars?
It did come out this year. It was in the start of the year, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was getting the Oscars for 2014, right?
Oh yes, it was coming out. It was out in 2014. Yeah.
It probably just came out in the end of 2014.
Yeah, I think it was something around that.
Yeah, that was a good film.
I liked it. It was. Yeah, it came out the 2nd of January, 2015.
Right. Maybe just counted for last
that
year.
was. Yeah. It does still count for last year because it says like 2014 on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the actor performances were very good. Obviously, everybody's favorite part, the camera angles. The music, I thought was pretty good. The way it was very drums. You know, the drums kind of set the theme of the film.
Yeah, there wasn't that many cutaways.
No.
As well, that's I loved about it as well.
The only problem I really had with it was every time they went to the roof. I think they went to the roof twice. The man and his daughter, and their kind of little romance thing. I could tell that it was a different camera. I could definitely tell the frame rate was faster. It wasn't 24 frames, it was like 30 or something. So I could definitely see a difference. And that kind of almost brought me out of the film. Because I could tell that's a cut. Whereas the rest of the film, it was the same throughout. And that was the only bit that was like, I see what they did there.
See, what still amazes me to this day is when a character is looking into a mirror.
Yes, the mirror.
Yes, that still amazes me to this day because My little mind is like, how do they record it like that? How is the camera gone?
I don't know either.
That's movie magic I want to learn. I want to know how they do that. That is.
I would assume it's probably just that the mirror is being like in the place of the mirror. There's a camera shooting out the way, isn't there? Filming out the way before the I'm trying to think myself. I think the way that it is, they do the scene without the camera from behind, and instead they have a camera where the mirror was, and then they put that into where the mirror is on a green screen or something, and then they put the camera behind. So the actors had to do it twice. That's the only way I could think they could do it, honestly.
Or vampires.
Yeah, probably vampires.
Everyone on set is a vampire.
And a vampire camera, of course, as well.
I mean, proper vampires like Alucard, like from Hellsing, like that. Holy shit! If you're ever gonna watch an anime, that's one to watch. That is proper violence, it's proper like vampire action instead of this Twilight shit. I would pay to see a movie called Alucard versus Twilight.
I wouldn't.
Oh no, I fucking would. Oh god. Because the way he is, I don't know if he's like a demon or a vampire or both. Because do you know what Alucard kind of stands for?
What?
Dracula. Alucard is... Yeah. Which I only found that out when I watched Batman versus Dracula. Because the guy was called Alucard, and I'm like, oh, cool, like the guy in Hellsing. And then Batman thought he was a genius, and he wrote the thing backwards.
Yeah.
With like lipstick, and he put it in the mirror, and it was kind of reading backwards as Dracula.
So it's like that red rum murder backwards.
Yeah.
You know what movie I'm really looking forward to?
What?
Deadpool.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm so happy it's 18.
I'm happy it is, but I'm also not happy because I won't be 18, so...
Well, the thing is, I'll probably have a beard. I'm going to try and grow a beard for that.
It could be a deal, though, because it is a superhero movie where they'll ID everyone because they would think under 18s might want to go watch this.
Well, this is what I think. One of our friends is going to be 18.
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably... We'll push him in first.
Yeah.
So if it's like, oh, ID, here you go. Okay. You are 18. And maybe they'll let us go with it.
Yeah, maybe you go second. Maybe they'll just, like, get you to hold yours up. And the person just like, yeah. And then I hold up mine and I kind of look away and like, yeah. And then they get on to, like, the next group. That's my only chance.
Because I do love Deadpool. Even the comics are funny.
Of course they are. That's who Deadpool is from the comics.
I was trying... I wanted to buy this the other day. Bride of Deadpool.
Alright.
The reason I wanted to buy it, though, is because... See, all the people who turned out to his wedding? Yeah. Almost everyone in Marvel. Well, kind of X-Men, I think. Like a bit of Fantastic Four and all that, and I just thought it was funny. And the female Deadpool.
Wait, who did he get married to?
I don't know. The face was covered.
Alright. I always think of Tom and Jerry. That's what my first experience of a face being covered is. It's like I always wanted to see that fucking face.
With me, it's Cow and Chicken.
What was that? Was that a TV show?
Oh yeah, that's like Cartoon Network ages ago.
Yeah, I think I remember it.
Yeah, you could only ever see the parents' legs.
Mm.
One of the episodes got banned because there's a lot of lesbian action going on. It's pretty fucking funny. Destiny got the Taken King thingy now.
Yeah, the DLC.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck, honestly. Destiny's dead to me. Has been for about a year.
Well, the only problem I have with Destiny is €20 for that DLC, or even more.
I heard
How
something
much?
like €60 for, like, you basically have to rebuy the game.
Yeah.
The digital deluxe version.
It's bullshit. Bungie are fucking bullshit where they're like, oh, this game will last till 2020. Or something.
I gotta say, honestly, it's not Bungie's fault. It's, is it Activision that makes it? Or who makes it?
Well, I think it
Who's
is.
the publisher? Whoever the publisher, I can't exactly remember. I think it's Activision or something. Those are the motherfuckers that ruin everything. They're the ones pushing the microtransaction. I'm sure Destiny could have been a really fun game, but they just wanted, make them farm bosses for like 1,000,000 times, and then we'll make this game last about 10 years for DLC.
I think the thing I hated the most was the DLC where you could dance. That's it.
Ah, fuck that.
All they fucking add more dance moves. And there are people who bought it.
There's people who buy everything Destiny put out. They could put out a €10 DLC where your character like does one move or something, and people would just buy it. And honestly, it's like buying Destiny is almost like kickstarting a game. It's like you've bought the basic bit, but it's just going to be a 10-year thing. It's like, oh wait, you don't like Destiny? You will in 10 years whenever it's fully made. It's like, I don't want to wait for 10 years to play a game. Give me the full thing now.
Yeah, see, that's the disgrace of the game. They're like, oh, it'll be better in 10 years. And it's just like, well, how about you work on it more and then give it to me in 10 years?
Yeah. It's like, instead of waiting 10 years to give me all this DLC, why don't you spend 2 years making a completely different game, Destiny 2, and then sell me a complete game? Because honestly, the story for that game was the worst I've played in a very long time.
They sacked Peter Dinklage.
No wonder. His character sucked.
What? Look, Peter Dinklage is really just going down for. He's only good at Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
He was, and I will go by that statement because he was in fucking Pixels.
Yeah, he's been in some really bad stuff. He's working for a paycheck. He's got to do it. So he's going to be in some bad stuff.
True enough. Not every celebrity can have, amazing movies.
Mm-hmm.
But he is my favorite character in Game of Thrones. Tyrion Lannister. He's like the best character in my opinion.
Hey, are they still doing that shit with Destiny where it's like farm a boss 100 times to get Glimmer, and then you can...
Yeah.
Or random drops and all this kind of stuff?
Yes, they're still doing that.
So you mean there's people who've still, for the past 12 months, farmed the exact same bosses over and over again?
Yeah, I know people who have been doing that as well.
There's just some people who... they can just do the same thing over and over and over again. Like, I got bored of Borderlands after I hardly farmed the bosses like 10 times each, and I get bored. And in Borderlands, at least, each boss is unique. There's a different strategy to each one. They're interesting. Like, it's not just it's a bullet sponge, shoot it like 1,000 times, it'll die.
Well, with these like monsters, they don't think of it as, oh, these are guys that are main plot for the story, This character is unique. But as for Borderlands, there's like Pyro Pete, there's Varmiris,
Hyperion the Invincible,
yes.
There's like a fuck ton of them. There's loads of Invincibles. And at least the DLC for Borderlands was like good story. It was honestly, Tiny Tina DLC is the best DLC I've ever played in my entire life.
True that, man.
Most full of content for the cheapest price. Like, Game of the Year Borderlands for like €20 is the best deal you could possibly buy for a game.
I'd honestly push that towards someone than Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, even pre-sequel is better than Destiny.
That's saying something right there.
It is. Fuck.
At least pre-sequel had a proper story, I guess.
I guess. I love Handsome Jack, though. I don't know why, he's always been my favourite.
I think he's a really good character, but I don't think they should bring him back again and again and again.
No, he should be dead now.
But I would like him to be maybe a Vegeta character where he starts off as a bad guy and then he slowly becomes not really a good guy, but just fighting for something other than himself.
Yes, that would be pretty fucking good.
Give him more depth.
Or even just make a webcomic series of him.
Mm-hmm.
I'd read that. I read the Fallout webcomics.
Oh, Fallout 4 is going to be so good.
Puppet Man. That was my favourite webcomic. I'm just going to say this right now.
Even that, yeah, I know that. It's a really good story.
Like, that's just in the end where it's like the vault was never made to help anyone.
Yeah. Well, that's what all the vaults are like.
Yeah, that really just sets the tone for Fallout.
Right, we've been kind of going on for a while now. I think we need to get to our final topic, which is some bad news for everyone. Dylan, would you like to tell the people the bad news?
Avatar: The Last Airbender 2, directed by none other than M. Night motherfucking Shamalan.
Yep, confirmed.
Oh god.
Do you know, I actually watched 10 minutes of the first one, and like I got to the bit where she is it Katara, yeah?
Yep.
She puts her hand on the ice ball that he's in, and then she gets blown back, and I pissed myself laughing. I was like, "Fuck this movie! Turn it off." That was it. I didn't even get to the worst bits of the film. Even that turned me off. That man should be banned from directing, honestly.
I just watched CinemaSins, his adaptation of it.
Yeah, that was funny.
That's what I really do for bad movies. Well, actually, I say that, but I watched like the Super Mario movie.
Honestly, I think any kind of animated media, whenever they try to make it into a live action movie, it just ruins it, because what they do is they don't read the fucking source material. I'm sure, or watch it. I'm sure he probably watched a few episodes of The Last Airbender, was like, yeah, I get the concept, I'll just make a film, I'll make it way better than this. Well, he fucked it up. And as well, Dragon Ball Evolution, that fucked up Dragon Ball as well.
The thing I don't get is, why do people want live action adaptations?
I don't know, honestly, I don't know.
Just,
I think it's going to be better.
Yeah, if you want a live action thing, go to Comic-Con. People dress up as them. I've seen people dress up as like animated characters and video game characters.
They probably look better than the film version, right?
Yes, they do. They would.
Yeah,
also,
it's just a shit show. There is no good video game movie.
Also, child actors, by the way, is just...
It's a bad idea.
It is. Like, I'm not dissing any like children actors. I mean children actors who are in really serious movies. Like, Avatar was a very serious type of show.
Well,
you know what I mean? It had that type of thing where if Aang doesn't do this, everything is fucked.
Yeah, it was very like serious. A lot more. It wasn't a kids' TV show. It was a it was a proper show.
It was really aimed towards teens.
Yeah.
But
like anybody could have watched it. An adult could have watched it and loved it.
Yeah. I mean, that's why Justice League Unlimited didn't do so good, or Justice League 1, like the first years of it, because it was kind of aimed towards like teenagers.
Don't they have like adult versions now where they swear and everything?
Yes.
Shows.
Oh, they're so good. Oh, The Return of Batman, Part 1 and 2. I want them to be live action. If you're ever going to turn something into live action, it has to be those two.
Yeah, well, there's just some things that could never ever work in live action, and they try it, and it just turns a complete failure. Like, you know, something like Kirby. Imagine trying to make a live action out of that. I'm sure somebody would think that was a great idea. It just cannot be done.
But the problem with that, it would just be CG.
Yeah.
A CG Kirby walking around in the real world.
Yeah.
They done Fat Albert.
Did they really?
Yeah, there's a live action of Fat Albert, man.
What is it, a guy in a fat suit? Or is he CGI?
Oh, it's not CGI. And the first part is like all animated. They try to go for the whole, LeBron James in the Looney Tunes movie type of thing.
Oh, right, yeah. I know what you mean, definitely.
Mm-hmm. That and Roger Rabbit really just... They're the only good movies that kind of mixed live action with animated.
Yeah, there's very few movies that do it well, but some do.
I mean, you could say Song of the South, but that was one of Disney's dark movies. Do you know that one?
No, I don't know that
one. You will not find a copy anywhere. It is about a ex-slave who is not allowed to see the children of this high-mannered, people anymore. Because he's not a slave and they can't have him and the mother hates him. But it's just terribly racist. Like, it makes Django... Well, I was about to say it makes Django look like a cakewalk, but then thinking of Django again, it's like, no, it's still not that bad.
Well, sounds dreadful. And on that note, on that lovely warm note about Disney movies, let's just end the podcast.
Okay.
So we'll see you guys next time. If you did enjoy the podcast, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment below your opinions on our topics. But until then, we'll see you. Bye.
Bye.